I barely need to say anything as to why coins are just better from the Perth Mint, as this display pretty much speaks for itself. But I'm going to give it the old community college try in this video as we explore. That's right. The display that you see before you here is an example of just the stunning work that the Perth Mint does. It's pretty amazing. Now, there are a lot of good mints out there, but in this video, we're going to talk about why I think that coins always look better from the Perth Mint. Now, my friend Silver Heist is also doing a video on this topic, and check out his video to find out why he thinks the mint that he's going to be talking about is superior. And by the way, this is not an easy video to do because there's a lot of good mints out there. Now, of course, the United States Mint, honestly, they are just okay in comparison to the other mints that are out there. I think the Royal Canadian Mint is far superior. I think that the Royal Mint from the United Kingdom is also a little better than the United States Mint. But the reason why I think the Perth Mint stands out above all the rest is because of the examples you see before you here, which are, in almost every case except for one, they are essentially bullion coins. Now, I say that essentially because when you think about what you get whenever you buy a coin from the Perth Mint, 99% of the time, you're going to get pretty much a proof quality type coin. Even though they aren't technically proof, they have variations that look proof. In reality, when you look at it, it's almost like they're reverse proof, because usually the devices are shiny and the fields have a semblance of a frosting to them to provide that ultra contrast, although it's technically not the case. But what you see here are examples of bullion type quality. I refer to it as better bullion. Some people call it semi-numismatic, but in reality, you are paying very close to just regular bullion prices for these coins. You're not paying a whole lot more, yet getting collector-type coin quality. And they do have somewhat limited mintage, which means that in the secondary market, they tend to do fairly well. Well enough that they tend to command a premium in most cases. Of course, there are exceptions, and we've seen that especially with rising spot price that has pretty much swallowed up much of the premiums that you would normally find in some of the past issues of certain Perth Mint products. Now, you will see here the example that you have are all animals. That's right. It's an animal theme show. Shout out to Lulu. And this is something that is quite profound in the Perth Mint series because they do a great job of showing some of the animals that are native to their land, such as the kangaroo. This is a classic case of quality craftsmanship and something that is well recognized around the world. This is one of my favorite kangaroo designs. It is an excellent coin, and each year that design changes. So there's a lot of great variety. They also do the lunar series. And we can see here the tiger, again, one of my favorite designs done by the Perth Mint. Absolutely stellar. They are a Commonwealth nation, so they're going to have the monarch on the obverse. And by the way, the obverse is always tied to the monarch, no matter what Commonwealth nation to which you refer. This is always the front of the coin. And of course, even for the first time ever, we have seen a platypus on a bullion coin, tied to the platinum coins, the platinum platypus, which ran from I think 2011 all the way to 2016, and then it changed over to the kangaroo version of that, which is what you see here in platinum version. And by the way, this design also leads to another change that we've started to see with the Perth Mint, where they actually created half-ounce and 1 ounce raw bullion coins. In other words, uncapsulized and struck with unlimited mintage or mint to demand. And this is an example of the kangaroo. This is the one exception of the quality, which is still great, but it is milk spot worthy. Very much these tend to milk spot fairly greatly, and that's the only drawback that I would have to the Perth Mint. If they could fix that problem, man, the quality of even this type of coin that is mass produced at scale is just well crafted, well designed, and maybe a little bit busy with some of the security features, but nonetheless, it's a great coin indeed. And that would be my only downfall, is the milk spotting issue with some of these the mass-produced half-ounce series that you may have seen, and I've shown on this channel a long time ago. But also the 1 ounce kangaroo is their premier bullion coin. For gold, they don't have anything like that. It is all encapsulated. So with the Perth Mint, for not a whole lot more money, you get an encapsulated coin, and you get a coin that is going to be absolutely spectacular in quality. I've never had any issue of any current coins that are, in other words, current year coins, or even some past year coins, with rare exception. And those rare exceptions are usually due to defects that happen after they left the mint. So we can't blame the Perth Mint for that. And as is the case with most mints, they do produce collector coins as well. And this is an example of one of those. This is the Wedge-tailed Eagle series, which was a very amazing series. And they actually took a retired former U.S. Mint artist, John Mercanti, a chief engraver of the United States Mint, to create this Wedge-tailed Eagle. So, and he does this every year, and that design changes now annually. Of course, back then, this is the first year that they were produced, and this is a proof version of the Wedge-tailed Eagle. And this thing is spectacular. Amazing design and craftsmanship in high relief version, and for this gold coin here, 2 ounce gold coin. And so the proof versions are absolutely amazing, and I love that they do the high relief stuff as well. And that also makes them stand out, because they do it very, very well. Much better than the United States Mint does it, no question. And they don't have the finning problem that the United States Mint has. For those of you who aren't aware, that's one of my biggest pet peeves in coin design and structure, is finning. And that's where the coin is struck and the metal overflows above the collar, causing it to create a sharp edge. Of course, you can't see it on this because it doesn't exist, or barely exist. I don't see it there. It happens mostly with higher relief coins. Case in point, the buffalo, the 1 ounce buffalo, is a coin that is high relief. Many people don't realize that, but it actually is. And Perth Mint coins can be had and can be bought at your favorite bullion dealer. The channel sponsor here is Summit Metals. They have them at a competitive price. Check them out at summitmetals.com if you want Perth Mint products, and from other mints as well too. But I think it's fascinating. I love the quality and craftsmanship. Whenever I order from the Perth Mint, I never order from a dealer that carries Perth Mint products. I have ordered directly from the Perth Mint as well. I never worry about quality or how the coin's going to look. I've got a coin on order right now that's coming. That is from the Perth Mint that I'm very excited about, and you will see it in due course in time. But the Swan series is another example that has done very, very well, very popular series from the Perth Mint. This one here is from 2020, and we know what happened in 2020. We literally had a Black Swan event that occurred. You all know what it is, and this is indeed the Black Swan, which is also, by the way, the emblem and of the Perth Mint. So it's really extravagant. The Perth Mint was founded in 1899, and they've produced sovereigns and the like for the nation of Australia. It's actually it's not a federal government agency. It is a Western Australia. It is a state agency essentially from the Western Australia, from Perth. And it's a mint in and of itself. They hold the record for producing the largest gold coin in the world. That's right, the 1 ton gold coin. There's only one of them, and it made its way to New York in recent years. It was on display there before going back. But they also produce lovely platinum coins. This is the 2025 Platinum Snake, also have it in gold as well. But their Lunar series is extremely popular among stackers and collectors out there. And here's the dragon, also for Lulu. This is the animal series. I'm showing these animals for her. She requested this. even fantasy animals that don't exist in real life. There's that, and then we've got this, the Phoenix, as well. And so really, really cool, really great designed coins that from the Perth Mint, just absolutely spectacular. And of course, the quality and craftsmanship really are, again, I cannot repeat how just amazing they are. But you know what? There's a lot of other good mints, and I want to know what your favorite mint is. Let me know in the comment section down below, and make sure to check out Silver Heist video on his favorite mint and why coins and bars might be better from there. And yes, the Perth Mint does produce bars as well, and they are great. I don't have any here to show you, but they're spectacular. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.